everybody, it's Alara. Welcome to Flosstube 10. I think I've forgotten the last couple of videos to sort of introduce time of day of year, I don't know. Today is Tuesday, February the 8th, 2022. It is now pushing 3:30 in the morning. It actually took me a long time to get everything organized for today's video. There's definitely stitching involved, so I'm still naming it Flosstube, but there is a lot that is not going to be flossy, stitchy related. First of all, if you're new, thank you so much for joining me. Please feel free to subscribe and come and hang out and join me on my adventures. If you want to. If you don't, that's fine. It's okay. Thank you so much to my returning subscribers. I've gotten a few more newbies to the channel lately, so I very much appreciate it. And for everybody that's sticking it out with me and been here for a while, thanks so much for coming back. Trying to stay a little bit more organized than usual. I think I'm usually pretty organized, but you know me, I just that's gonna be a thing. So it's been a little over 2 weeks since my last video. And excuse me, you push record and you start hacking and coughing. Excuse me. I have notes. I'm not trying to be rude and not look at you. So let's get right into it. Like I said, there's not a whole lot of stitchy stuff related, so the length of video is, don't let that deter you. I put out a poll on the community tab and threw a thing up on Instagram asking if you guys would be interested in non-stitch related stuff like my new adventure in bag making. I have a huge fabric haul that I want to show you, and I do have a decent life update and a little bit of a video from that, the fabric and on all that. I'll make sure to tack on the end, because while most everybody that has thrown in on the poll has said show me everything, there's at least one person that's like, I'm not really into that, and I respect that. So we're gonna leave it till the end that way. So all right, let's start with what I did get to stitch. Now, I haven't done a whole lot this last couple of weeks because of the event on our property that we hosted. That took a lot of time. I did not get any stitching done while that was going on. I've had a couple of days where I haven't been able to stitch because now I'm definitely catching up on our business and trying to get our orders that I had to pause out a little bit faster than normal. So my usual stitchy time is like 3 or 4 hours at the end of my work day, and that's been shortened to like half an hour, an hour. So but let's get into it. All right, so first I want to show you my Amy Stewart artwork by Amy Stewart, Heaven and Earth Designs. This is supersized max color Once Upon a Fairy Tale. This is pretty popular. I actually got a decent chunk of progress on this one. I've worked on it for 3 days before our hammock hang, and I got 2,244 stitches in. And I have been working in Park Threads on this one again. Now, I'm a little nervous. My phone updated. My time doesn't usually show me red. I deleted old videos, but I don't know what that means. So hopefully I can squeeze everything in. So yeah, I decided that, and I'm gonna have to like squish the before up here in this corner so you can kind of see what I've been doing. But yeah, I just started over here and I started working in. I got a massive paper cut. Oh, it hurts so bad. Been working in the threads and just working cross country. I think the way this piece is built is going to work a little bit better doing that. It's divided up enough that I feel like I'm not going crazy trying to figure out where to go with my cross country stitching. So it doesn't look like I don't feel like it looks like a lot of progress, but I think it's just because everything's sort of spread out. So you can kind of start seeing the little boat down here in the water. So there is Once Upon a Fairy Tale. I had also worked on, I only did a day on this next one. But this is also Heaven and Earth Designs, artwork by Adele Sessler, as you can see. Now this is her beloved flipped, because I want to make sure that their rings are on their left fingers, because they remind me of my husband and I, if we were elves. Oh, and Once Upon a Fairy Tale is on 28 count Aida. It is Aida from China that I ordered directly, and it is 1/1 10th stitch, because I don't think I'll ever get it done otherwise. Beloved, I am doing on Even Weave. It's an oatmeal color. I don't know where from. I just don't. But this is also 28 count, and I'm working this 1/1 full cross. And I didn't even look to see how many stitches I got in, but you can really see his hair now. So I may have only put a couple of hundred, if that, in here just to get a little bit more down into his hair. So that's kind of exciting. So there's that. And next, I worked on, I don't have a cover picture for this one, so Nomi's. This is by a designer from, I met her on Instagram. Kayli Rodgers is her name, but here's her handle for Instagram. But she designed this pattern and was kind enough to send me this pattern to test out. And this is where I've gotten on him. Now she has actually, now the picture that I just showed for the full design is actually slightly different than what he was. I thought he would look super cute with a pink nose. So she recharted that area for me so that his nose looks a little cold. I honestly don't know what you're seeing over here as far as progress goes. This past couple of weeks has been absolutely nuts. I'm pretty sure I did the pom-poms, working on the pom-poms on his hat. I finished filling in his little polka dots here and the stripies on his hat and started on the pom-poms. And I got, one day I forgot to log how many I did. There's like maybe 300 stitches that I've added. So he's coming along. This is on a 25 count natural linen, 2/1 full cross. I'm really bad at remembering that kind of stuff right off the top of my head. Next, I want to show you Purple Unicorn by Charlie Darling. This is a kit from Gecko Rouge. My husband got me for my birthday. And guys, if I leave out any kind of details that you're interested in that I forget to mention, oh, sidetrack, backtrack. Last video's description, didn't happen. I apologize. I filmed really late again, and I actually tried to edit right after I filmed, and that was a bad idea because I was exhausted by the time I got to the actual upload part, and just was like, I can't do the description. And now I'm like arguing with myself about, now it's just a pain in the butt to do. So if you have watched that past video and have any questions for any of the information that I didn't actually put in the description, please feel free to contact me. Leave me a comment in that video asking about, whatever I didn't put down. This time I'm not doing that. I'm not going to be able to edit this tonight. It is way too late for that. So you'll be seeing this tomorrow night, Tuesday night. Anyways, so I worked on Purple Unicorn. I only worked on this for one day. Again, super busy. I did manage to have a stitchy luncheon with the girls that I went out with last last month, and we stitched for, I don't know if this is international, but definitely National Stitch in Public Day. We did that for an afternoon, and I have Purple Unicorn in a go bag. He's all ready to go. He's set up. It's pretty easy to stitch on for me and wherever I go. So I just threw the tablet in my bag, and he came with me. So I got 251 stitches in on him. Now I'm still really liking parking on this particular piece. The way the confetti is, the way the colors are, it makes sense for me to continue with my parking method on this. And I will talk about this guy in a little bit. He's going to be part of my haul. I'll have two sort of separate sections for haul, one for stitchy, which is not much, and one for the fabric part. So just got a little bit more of his mane done. Like I said, it was only 251, so not a whole lot of progress, but don't look at me, focus on that. There we go. So Purple Unicorn. That's on 28 count easy guide, 1/1 full cross for that one. Okay, next is actually one I have never shown you before. This was actually hiding out in my oldest bedroom, and is usually, I would always forget about it or couldn't get access because they would go to bed. I would film really late and forget about it. So, and I'm not going to tell you where this comes from. It is probably stolen. It is one of the few that I have not replaced with actual, with an actual legit kit. I don't know who the artist is, unfortunately. But I had made significant progress on this, but before I even started YouTube. So it's one of those ones where I couldn't see myself restarting it. So I'm just going to go ahead and get it done, but I'm not going to, so please don't ask. I'm not going to tell you where I got it. But it's a Pegasus. Now the frame is not stitched. It's just the inside part for that. It is a 14 count, 2/1 on Ada. And it is a pre-printed kit. And I have it on a scroll frame, so it's kind of hard to show, but I took off the bars on the top to show you now. It's gonna fall. Can she do it? Can I? Maybe? No, all right, you get the picture. You get the idea. There we go. So this has all been stitched. I have not done any of the back stitching. I am going to do back stitching as I go on this per sort of section. All of this is stitched, and all that blue is stitched. I know sometimes it's hard to tell on these pre-printed what's actually been stitched and what is just crazy colors. Part of the leg is stitched, and I'm just kind of filling in, working my way this way. So I'll bring you in a little bit closer. I know there's not really any frame of reference for what I've gotten done, but mostly I worked in the Pegasus legs the last time. But I really love how that is looking. I think it's going to look stunning when it's done. I have a few pre-printed kits, but not a whole lot. I've definitely found that because I really enjoy working on 28 count fabric, that the 14 is just annoying to me. All right, so next is, oh, and the reason I brought that one out is because I am doing Finish It February. I fixed the hashtag, sort of, so it's not so offensive. But that's one of my oldest whips, and while I may not be able to get it finished in February, I really want to get some chunk done when I need a break from backstitching, because that is a lot of my Finish It February. With Summer Stroll and the Sorceress, Nomi's is going to get no backstitching, thank goodness. He's a small that I think I can get done as well. Again, February is starting off very slow, so we'll see where I can get with that. But I did put a little love into Summer Stroll. Now this is a dimensions kit that is, if you're new and haven't checked out my other videos, please at least do go check out the 17 Years in the Hoop video. I don't know how to do cards. I think I have to do that on the desktop, and I'll try to link it in the description box below. But she was in a hoop for 17 years. The edges look a little rough, so she is a bit stained. So I apologize for that in advance. But all she has left to do is I have left to do on her is back stitching. So I did work, and I didn't throw a picture up because you can see what she's gonna look like basically, because the whole top is done. I have been working on these roses. There is like 2 or 3 different colors of back stitching in the roses. I have all of one color done now. So I worked on this one for just a couple of days. Like I said, they've been very short stitching sessions, so she didn't get a whole lot done, but I did make progress. And if you've been with me from the beginning, you know I hate back stitching, and any kind of progress is good. So that is all as far as active stitchy projects that I have worked on. No, I lied. I have one more. He is living in something that I will be showing you in a minute. So pardon zipper. The last one that I worked on is Lightweaver. He is a supersized max color as well. Done on 28 count, 1/1 full cross. I don't think I'm going to switch him over to tent stitch. He is just calling for full cross. I enjoy working on him full cross, so he may never get done, but I'm sure going to give it a try because he's gorgeous. This is artwork by Michelle Phelan. She goes by Raven Phelan for some of her diamond paintings that Diamond Art Club did. But I worked on him for 2 days, but only got 380 stitches. Obviously, with it being full cross, it's going a little bit slower. This one I am starting to do more cross country as well. I started working in some of the park threads on this diagonal. Got them down here. That's just a waist thread that once he gets tacked down, I'll cut him off. Same with that down there. But so doesn't look like a whole lot more, again, because they're all kind of spaced out, and I'm probably making it so that is not focusing there. So that's the progress on that one. Okay, now that's it for active stitching. I have an FFO. I know it's shocking. This is also another project that I've never shown you. I had it actually finished when I started Flosstube, but it wasn't, I had it framed, but it wasn't an FFO to me because I had plans for it. He's a little dusty. This is a dimensions kit that I started last March while I was down on Cumberland Island. It's just off the coast of, literally on Florida, Georgia's border. And I went with my bestie and a couple of other friends, and I started this on the beach. And it is Take Time. Sorry for the glare. And these are shells that I collected on that beach. And I didn't consider it an FFO until I had these glued on, and I just used E6000 glue for those. So there's my FFO. I actually, like I said, had this framed, all done before I even started YouTube, but I wanted those on that before I called it done. So finish it February has been a success for at least one project. Okay, so that's it for stitching progress. Next, let's move into a little bit of stitchy haul, but mostly accessories. So the thread holder that you saw on Purple Unicorn is just the silicone bobbin that you wrap the threads around and flip it closed, and it holds your park threads, and it's brilliant. These are, I want to say, pushing $4 a pop on some websites. I can't remember if it's each or not, but a friend of mine actually from the hammock community is using these for like cord storage for when you've got your tent stakes, your tie outs for your tents or your hammocks or your tarps. You can wrap your cordage around those. So he's selling them on his website. I will go ahead and link him down below. It's a hammock supply shop, basically. It's our supplier. But if you, and his price may or may not be competitive, but that's where I got them from. So I'll link them below for you if you're interested in taking a look and seeing if it makes any kind of sense for you to do that. I also got a hole punch for gift tags, and I can't remember exactly what size this is, but it makes perfect thread drops. So my stepson has kind of a nervous habit where he shuffles. He's got to have something in his hands at all times. He's very fidgety, that kind of thing. So he shuffles cards a lot. Well, he had a set of blackjack cards that was only partial, and he was like, well, I do play the cards, so since it's only partial, I'll just give you my cards, and I can get 2 of these out of 1 card. And I just used, this is a 3/4 hole punch. Both of these are off of Amazon. I'll link those down below as well in case you're interested. And then I got a 1/4 inch hole punch for the top here, which fits a binder ring perfectly. So yeah, I made a whole bunch. So I'm excited because to me these are going to be way more economical at this point than buying floss drops. Yes, they're going to wear out. I'll have to keep making them and replacing them, but it's also upcycling or recycling, one of the two. So there was that. Okay, that, oh, and I also picked up, my local Michael's store had off-brand Q-snaps. I've never used Q-snaps. I had never held a Q-snap in my hand until the luncheon that I went to with the ladies that I met on the retreat last year. And with my new endeavor, I was like, I need to get some of these so that I can make sure that they fit. So I got 2 8x8s and 2 11x11s and made 8x11. And I hate that I love them. Man, they hold fabric really well. I don't know what it is, but having a square shape, I'm still going to be a hoop girl. I have way too many hoops in my life to just abandon them. But these are definitely nice. I did go ahead and order, I got a 17x11. This brand is Loops and Threads, I believe. Link them down below. I could only find the 2 sizes at Michael's, the 8x8 and 11x11, and then I found one on eBay for the 17x11. Michael's was all sorts of out of stock. But they're really reasonably priced, and to me, they work pretty well. I haven't had any trouble. I've been working on summer stroll in the Q-snaps because I was out of hoops. And so yeah, I'm very happy with these. And to take them off, you know, I did the slide technique for over the fabric and had no problems with it. I'm sure I still have a bit of a learning curve with them, but really happy with those. That is all the stitchy haul that I have. Now, I did cave, and I talked about this in my last video, and requested a supersized max color of the Veil Nebula from Heaven and Earth Designs. She's got it up on the site now. 2022 is a year of no new charts for me. That chart I wanted to get in the works, because that is definitely, yes, because I need another supersize max color chart in my life. But that is a start that will happen as soon as I get it. But that's going to have to wait, because 2022 is a year of no new charts. And if I have one goal that I'm going to stick with this year, it's going to be no dang charts. So, but it is up on the website if anybody else is interested in that Veil Nebula in the supersize max color. It's there for purchase. So it's just going to have to wait a bit for me. So that's it for haul. My plans are pretty much what I've been doing. My urge to stitch on certain things varies day by day. I never know what I'm going to feel like stitching until I go to stitch. So I found that trying to keep a rotation for me does not work. Trying to even, I entertain the notion of trying to join in like the full coverage fanatics challenges. I can't even remember what they were calling them this year. It's just not my thing, and that's okay. Some people make really great progress and need that sort of structured, goal-oriented, and that's great. I'm not built for that. I am just stitch what I want, when I want, how I want, and I go with it. So you'll never know what you're going to get. February has been probably the most structured I'm going to try to make myself, in that I've got my finishes that I want to try and get done, but I'm not setting a certain schedule for when I work on them, with my exception at the moment being Summer Stroll, because she is so close, and because I hate backstitching so much, I'm using her as sort of, okay, if you work on this for, until I can't stand the backstitching anymore, then my reward is to switch it up with one of my other finish goals, like Nomis, or now Pegasus. I've got two. I kind of threw Pegasus in there because working on the linen for me, after a while, I'm like, I can't do the linen anymore. It makes me go cross-eyed. So that's the plans. My longer haul plans, starting in March, I do want to do a spring start. I have the kit, I kitted it up for the most part. I'll put a picture in here because I forgot to grab it. But the spring that I am sort of I'm not going to use the called for colors because it doesn't speak spring to me. I did show my plans for that in a previous Flosstube, but I can't remember which one. So, that's the only kind of concrete plan that I have for next month. Next, so that is it as far as stitching goes. So if that was it for you, thank you for watching. I appreciate you stopping by, and I will see you hopefully in my next Flosstube. For everybody else that is sticking around for my other craziness, here we go. My endeavor that I have been talking about. I know I said I wasn't going to sell them. I think I might have to, so my husband doesn't kill me. Because, I spent a pretty penny on a lot of fabric. But I'm really excited. And it was on sale. Couldn't help it. It was on sale. But the thought of working on something on my sewing machine that is not blend in with nature, boring brown, I'm stoked. I'm stoked. And I've got some ideas. I'm not reinventing the wheel. I am going to link her this time. elizabethanncanstitch is her YouTube channel. And I followed her tutorial. I did do my own measurements as far as dimensions goes, but I did follow her tutorial as far as her basic bag with the vinyl front cover. And I have some ideas on some minor tweaks that I want to do. And I think what I'm going to offer is, my style is very much tune into your inner child. because they're fun colors. They're silly print, not super silly. You'll see. I'll show you. But this is, I did work one evening because I couldn't be out the entire event that we did. I had to stay in with the little guy. But I did this one night. Oh, it's so pretty. I love space. I love galaxy prints. I love these colors. And it's see-through. This does hold. Now, obviously, Lightweaver is not fully kitted up. This is not all the floss that I need. But so far, it holds the fabric and floss that I have very nicely. So, I've got... Now, this was a pre-sized zipper. And get off. I'm not super thrilled with how the edge did over here. I still have that piece of hardware, that the zipper stop. And since it doesn't really need that, I think the next one I'll clip that off so it doesn't have that hard edge. But I got a huge roll of 10 gauge vinyl from Joann's for like 40% off. I had a coupon for a single cut of fabric, and I bought like 4 yards of vinyl, and I think it's a really nice thickness. I did get some interfacing that I'm using in it, but it's really thin. Can kind of I have some more coming that I did order off of China. Don't cringe. I know Pellon is like the go-to, but this was a lot cheaper. We'll see how the quality holds up. It may not work, and I totally get that. But I did buy some Pellon. This is the I don't know, thin interfacing. It's a little bit thinner than I think I want. It does well. It's not super floppy like if it was all by its lonesome, but it's definitely a little thinner than I wanted. But I did do, I don't know if you can see, I did do a little bit of decorative quilting on it. Sorry, I've got just to kind of, kind of do a star shape. Gosh, sorry for all the fuzz and cat hair, dog, whatever. It's life. So yeah, I am a pet-friendly home, so when I do get these fine-tuned and up in my Etsy store, it's pet-friendly, so there may be some specialty fibers included. I'll try and get them all off, but if you're allergic, don't do it. So, but I mitered the corners. Whoa, where are you? And I don't know if I'm going to continue stitching down the miters. I really think it's cosmetic only. I don't think... I do mitered corners on the tarps that we do. And I've never had any issues with, like, anything hanging on the open corners. So, I don't know. I may or may not continue tacking those down. But... ta-da! My bag. Anyways, okay. Can you tell I'm excited and I am super proud? So, on to bag haul. Because that's what we're at now. I picked up a boatload of zippers because they oh, there's my pen. A boatload of zippers from Joann's of a couple of different sizes. They had some fabric on sale as well, so I picked up. I was waiting for deliveries and I got impatient, so I went into Joann's and they had buy 2 or 3 get 1 or 2 free. I don't know. So I picked up a bunch of zippers of you can't see that, some different colors to kind of go with. That's not black. It's navy. I don't know if you can see that. But just to try, because you'll see these fabrics. They're very, and like I said, color. I work with black zippers all day long. I need something different in my life. And I got zipper tape. So this is just a nylon zipper, just like the ones that I got from Joann's. And I bought the sliders to go on them. And I build zippers for our hammocks all day long. So not a big deal for me. And like I said, both those ends are enclosed, so you really don't have to worry about the hardware for closing them off. You just stick your zipper on, sew it shut, ta-da. I got my zippers off of Zipper Shipper Sewing Supplies. They shipped out fairly quickly. They're in the US, in California, I believe, over in LA. But they have a nice variety of different colors, different sizes. So if you're into bag making too, if you haven't heard of them, go check them out. Because, and I think I at some point I'm gonna show you, if you've never built your own zipper or at least gotten the sliders on, it can make you cuss the first few times you do it, because you got to get it lined up just right, or they don't, it just pops off and it's a fight. But after the first few times, it's super easy to build your own zipper. It's a lot cheaper than buying the pre-built ones that you don't even really need the hardware for. So that is, and then of course I have the giant rolls of, or the giant roll of vinyl. I'm not going to pull that out and show you. You know, it's clear. I have grommets coming because I want to do a thing. And I have snaps coming because I also want to do another thing. I'll show you that when I get some bags made. Like I said, that was my prototype bag. I hadn't had any bags like that before, so I kind of wanted to get an idea of, number one, what I was doing as far as that particular construction goes. So yeah. All right. Now we get into fabric. Buckle up, kids, because there's a lot. And I totally understand. I will try to remember to stick a timestamp in if you want to skip this part and go to, I think life updates are going to be next. Yes, life updates will be after that. So if you're not interested in the fabric part, that's where you want to go. Okay. So this is what I picked up from Joann's besides the green fabric and the galaxy print. These are pretty. Now, if you follow me on Instagram, Alera918, you've seen me put these out there and kind of already paired up. I did switch it around a little bit after that, but I'm gonna tilt you down so you can see. I'm gonna move back a little bit. Okay. See that these are gonna go together. This one is cool. I've had a lot of people say that they like that. The lady that was cutting it, she was like, she just stopped and stared at it. She's like, I feel like I just fell into this fabric. Just cute. And this pretty blue with some dragonflies. You can see those. I thought that one, it took me forever to find a fabric that I like to go with this. Here we go. And then this has like a gold, kind of gold painty, speckly star background, foreground, something. And then a kind of a contrasting fabric to go with that. I'm gonna try not to spend too much time on each of these because, guys, there's a lot. Oh, there's a lot. Because I can't do anything in moderation, apparently. But again, there's kind of a starry sky, fractally background going on, and then a contrasting blue. And then these are just two batiks that I thought went really well together. Can't see that very good. There we go. So there's that. So that's what I found at Joann's. And then my online orders showed up. And that's when my husband went, we don't have enough room for that many bags. What are you doing with all that fabric? And I was like, maybe I'll sell some. He's like, that would be good. So, yeah, so I'm not trying to turn this into a marketing video. Please don't take that way, because this is definitely just something that I'm really excited about and passionate about, and it's just something to help recoup the cost of what I did. So, and my style is definitely not going to be for everybody. I totally get that. And these aren't going to be up for a while, but I still wanted to share with you because I have some ideas, and I found these panels. Like I told you, you're going to be channeling your inner child if you get bags from me. Can you see that? I don't know. I'll stand up. There we go. But I thought these would make like perfect small bags for smaller projects. And yeah, I want some too because unicorns. Oh, that reminds me. My ex-husband found my picture from our wedding where my tattoo is. That's how much I like unicorns. I have one permanently etched on my skin. This is not for a bag, but I still want to show you. I found this. I want to make a wall hanging out of it. Because isn't it so pretty? My favorite color, my absolute favorite color in the world is blue. But you put blue, pink, and purple together with some black and throw in some stars. Oh, I love it. I love it. It's gorgeous. And yes, I have no shame in channeling my inner 14-year-old girl. No shame whatsoever. And now I'm debating with myself about keeping some of these close to the vest, but I will probably end up sharing with you anyway. Some C ones. And I know, guys, I could just throw these and do this later, but it's going to be like 5 o'clock in the morning before I go to sleep, so I gotta fold it as I go, or it's going to be a nightmare. This is going to appeal to my fantasy side. Is this upside down? No, this is not upside down. But I got some dragons. This way? I don't know. Which way does it go? Oh, this way. Okay. Sorry. But it's just the colorful, beautiful fabrics. And I did get some, I'm not going to show you how they're matching up at the moment. I'll just show you what I got as far as fabrics go. And you can be surprised when I get them put together later. Some more sea things. Ocean. Pretties. Because yeah, as soon as I wake up in the morning, afternoon, who am I kidding? In the afternoon, I will be right back on the sewing machine for our day job, my day job. Night job? Evening job? I don't know. So these butterflies, a little bit different color palette than my quote-unquote usual will be, but I still thought they're pretty. I love butterflies too. And while I make fun of all the dark drab colors that I do have to work with, I love all color. But the brighter the colors and the jewel tone colors, those are my favorite. And then I got some with little sayings on them. Ooh, I can't see anymore. I'm sorry, I can't see I can't tell if you can see that. Hopefully you saw that. Okay. This one is also a little bit more outside of what I would call my comfort zone as far as pictures goes, but the colors are just gorgeous. So it's not all 14-year-old. It's just mostly 14-year-old stuff. And I found another. Can't tell if it's right side up. Yeah. Another fantasy type pictures going on. And these will make nice big bags for these sizes. I hope you can hear me okay too. I've never stood this far away from my camera and tried to record before. Usually I find it's more than capable of picking up sound. I just hope it doesn't stay super loud when I sit back down. That happened before. But I just thought the bags should be just as interesting to look at as what's inside them. And most of these panels I found on sale online. And believe it or not, most of them are from a local fabric shop. They are only online now. After the pandemic started, they just switched solely to online shopping. Yeah, they're like 5 minutes down the road for me. So I'm also supporting a local business with what I want to do. Some dragonflies. Also a motif that I really like. And there's gonna be a lot of ands, guys. Like I said, a lot of ands. Obviously, I do really, because of the blues that tend to come with ocean theme pictures, I did get quite a lot of these can't tell what you're seeing. Sea pictures. But I'll tell you one thing, shopping online for fabric is hard because you can't really tell if that's really the color that it's going to be. Some of the patterns looked different than what I mean, they are what they are, but you perceive it a little bit differently when you are shopping online. Now this is the same unicorns as earlier, and horses. No, these are just horses, but they're the same ones as earlier, just on black. Okay, this is the last, no, I'm lying. This is the last set of panels that I'm definitely okay showing you guys. Not that there's anything wrong with the other ones, I just don't know if I want to, aren't they so pretty? They're like very, very photoed kind of unicorns. Very realistic looking. And these are going to make nice big bags too. Because I do so many Heaven and Earth design projects that are really big, I definitely wanted to cater to larger projects as well. And since I'm using the zipper tape, I can make them any size I want because I can make the zipper any size I want. Okay. Do you want to see? I'm really, really excited for these. I'm not going to show you all of the different ones that I got, but I think I will give you a taste. Anybody who's familiar with Heaven and Earth designs probably has seen these come out. Ta-da! It's Josephine Wall! Oh, can you believe it? I love her artwork. And I was floored when I saw these. These are definitely licensed Josephine Wall images as far as like they were meant to be printed on fabric. So no worries there. But I am just, So this is what started it all. I saw these and was like, oh, bag. These are really big, so I may actually make totes or something with them as well. Or instead of, I don't know yet. I'm not showing you anymore. But there's more Josephine Wall. But I'm not going to show you until they're made. Because I'm going to do that. All right, so. Y'all, that's not all the fabric. That was just the panels. Because you got to have other fabric to go with the panels. Plus I wanted something that wasn't, I wanted some that wasn't just panels. So here are some more prints. Oh, sorry, hi. I'm just going to flip through relatively quickly. Get a little bit closer here. Dragons and moons. These are like mythological creatures, and everything has been really true to color as far as lighting goes. I think I found the right ratio of lighting. Now, this isn't super printy, but this is going to go with the big unicorn panel. It's the fabric that actually goes with that. And I got a lot of it for other stuff too. And this one can go with the butterflies. And here's just another unicorn. Sorry, I know it's sideways, but this is the best way I could think of to show you relatively quickly. You guys, this one, I had no idea. Glows in the dark. The unicorns glow in the dark. Stephanie, I found some glow in the dark cool stuff. Stephanie from SEWGlover Creations. She does a lot of glow in the dark work with her threads. I thought of her when I saw that. And she's been making her own bags too, so. And then some lanterns and moons. And of course, more unicorns. So those are the prints. I'm still making a mess everywhere. And then most of the, oh my god, it's so heavy. Hang on, I gotta split it. Whew. Okay. These are all like, not plain prints, but like batiks and not pictures. Ugh. Okay. So this I think is going to go really well with some of the Josephine Wall stuff as a compliment. It's like water. And some of these actually are part of the collections for the prints that I got. Apparently I have more of this than I thought. Or it's very similar. Hang on, that one I gotta show you more of than just a shoulder. And so I'm just gonna kind of flip through a little bit. Ooh, man down. And that one was one of the ones that was like a lot more orange than I thought it was going to be. This one I love. Oh, how cool is that? Some more water type fabric. And then this is another one that's kind of, I got this one just because I thought it was very pretty and kind of cool. But it's a sunset type fabric. So yeah, a lot of blues, a lot of pinks, a lot of purples, because that's what I like. Ah, that's what it was. Okay, so this is two different kind of cloud type ones. I was thinking it was like a, I forgot that they were two, so I thought it was a toned, and I was gonna have to unfold it, but no, it's just two different colors. Ooh. Okay, last little pile. Promise. I knew this was going to be a long video. And then a lot of these were just super, super sale fabrics that I thought I could make work and were really pretty. That one's super cool. But I really like batik fabrics as well. These are like kind of a gold polka dot spatter. And this is like a oil kind of funkiness. And I just bought all the different styles that they had for that one, or the different colorways of that style. Some more. Oh, so pretty. Oh my gosh, love it. I know I threw a yellow in there because I do like to pull accent colors, so that it's not all blue, but y'all are going to see lots of blue from me, at least until I get sick of working with it right after a while. All right, so most of those are yard cuts. That's a lot of fabric. I'm tired now. So I'm excited. I am so excited. And like I said, just to have something different to work on. You know, if you're interested in taking a look once those are up, that's great. I'm not going to be pushing sales because that just leaves a bad taste in my mouth. I'm going to let you know, hey, these are for sale, but it's not going to be a go buy my stuff, because that's just I don't like it. Okay. I don't know if this really counts as finished at February. I'm just going to throw this in randomly. But I had some magnets that broke when I got them. It's a little Mickey head. His ears popped off as soon as I got him. Like, his magnets are so strong that as soon as I was trying to separate a bunch of magnets or needle minders that I got at the same time, and when the magnets did that, his ears just pew. Just happy I found them, and the little cloud fell off on this one, so I glued it back on. So, anywho, okay, I think that's it for project haul and everything else. Let's get you back in center. So life has been good and a little bit crazy the last couple of weeks, like I was saying. I haven't been sick again, thank goodness, knock on wood, because I swear I was sick for, what is it, a month and a half? So that's been going really well, feeling pretty good. Still get a little tired, kind of easy, but who knows if that's to do with the insomnia or not. Speaking of, I have an appointment to go see a sleep specialist. So I went in to talk to my GP when I was going in to renew my medications, and I told her that it's semi-disrupting my life. Like, I could live with it, but I have a family that I need to help take care of. I have a business that I need to help run. So it is disruptive enough that I need to fix it, or try to. And she was asking me about, you know, things that I've tried in the past, and if I have had my glasses on my head this whole time. Things that I've tried in the past, and she was like, do not pass go, do not collect $200. Go straight to a specialist, because you've tried the things that you needed to have tried in order to say, is this something we need to take a further look at? So that is happening next Monday. So I will, it's just for the consultation. I don't think the actual sleep study will happen until after they've talked with me and all that fun stuff. So cross your fingers for that I get some good results from that, at least to start that journey. So there was I don't think it was last Flosstube, but the Flosstube before that, at the very beginning of the video, I was like, oh my God, I'm really hot. I'm actually going to take my, I was talking about being hot. Come to find out, and like, I went to bed and I didn't really think about it because I'm very cold most of the time. Like I was up moving around and doing a lot of stuff. Usually I have a hoodie or a jacket on or something. When I'm doing Flosstube, I'm moving around enough that I can stay relatively warm. But, you know, I sit still for most of my day. It's very healthy, let me tell you. And so I went to bed, and I was warm, but I didn't really think about it. The next morning, the kids get up, and they're like, especially the boys upstairs, they're like, oh man, I couldn't sleep. I was so hot. I was sweating. I kept waking up. I'm like, well, that's weird. They've never really complained about being hot. I was comfortable, but I go look on the thermostat, and a small child can reach the thermostat and set it to 81 degrees Fahrenheit. I can't remember what that is in Celsius. It was hot. It was so hot. And everybody but me and the oldest down here in the basement, because the basement stays relatively cool, were like sweating to death. Like it was summer. I felt awful, but it was still funny. I felt awful because it was a school night that this happened on. So the poor boys, they went to school super tired. Everybody took naps when they got home. But yeah, the fact that I was like, oh, I'm actually kind of warm. I'm going to take this jacket off, and didn't even dawn on me that it was because my house was roasting in the middle of the winter. We have a wood-burning stove outside that we use to heat the house in the winter. So having it go sky high, it doesn't affect our bill as far as electricity goes. It just makes the house really hot. So there was that. Let's see. I had mentioned to the luncheon that I went to with the ladies, was really fun. If you can get to a retreat in your area, do so. Make those connections, because I have one day a month. I'm getting to the point where I'm getting tired and it's time for bed. Because the connections that I've made with the ladies that were at my table, we were all local enough that we can meet up once a month. And the fact that we can make that connection, because most of us don't have stitchy friends outside of our little local group. You guys are my stitchy friends. So, you know, the connections that I've made with you are just as important as the ones that I've made here locally that I can go physically meet up with. So that was a blast. We went and stitched at Panera. My husband asked if we scared all the people off with our needles. I was like, no, goober. Let's see. What else? So, oh, well, of course, our winter hang, our big event, the thing that took up most of my stitching time a week and a half ago. I'll insert some footage here of our property as well. I did a little bit of a walk around. This is definitely not as much as I wanted to show you, but during the winter, a lot of it's very hard to access because of the freeze thaw that we have temperature wise. We had a little bit of snow, maybe about an inch on the ground at the point when I filmed, and then we actually got, like, of course, I mean, most of the United States got all that weather that went through. We got like 4, maybe 5 inches on the deeper ends and 3 where it had blown around a few days after the hang ended. But the one night that I actually got to stay out, so you know what? Let me insert the footage here. Hey guys, how's it going? Lara here. So, doing our winter weekend hang, and it got cold last night. It was 1 degree Fahrenheit at one point. I don't know what that is in Celsius off the top of my head, but this is where I slept. It's still pretty chilly. I think it's only about 16 degrees. But this is my hammock, and this is my quilt that I use to keep warm, and quilt inside. I was toasty warm. I did not want to get up. So, just going to take you a little bit around the property, but this is our campground. And decent number of people. This is just kind of the outskirts here. A lot of people brought hot tents where they can have little mini stoves inside their setups. And people with trucks can drive across the creek. I'll show you that here in a minute. But sorry, that was kind of fast. But yeah, we got ourselves a little city, little hammock city. So see you in a bit. All right, here's another view of the hammock city we've got going on. We do have a couple of ground dwellers. This is all our property. And it snowed maybe an inch last night and yesterday. And it's a gorgeous day today. The sun is actually making it feel a little bit warmer. It's like a heat wave. 20 degrees. Woo! Alright, so this is our back field. And the trees back there mark the property line. This is a nice meadow in the summer. And over here, we butt up against the local park, and it actually kind of curves back around those trees a little bit, and then the park's just on the other side of there. The deer like to come out and eat in this field. And back there is towards the campground. So I'll take you down to see the creek here. So here is a feeder to the creek, and it is frozen solid. But it's super peaceful here. I love it during the winter when it's just a different kind of quiet. So, all right, go down to the main creek. And that leads back up to the campground. This is our goat trail. It is not for the faint-hearted, especially in weather like this, but it's the fastest way up back to the campground, because otherwise you have to walk all the way up and around to get back up there. So I'm gonna goat it up. That thing's not very long, but man, it's steep. And I'm fat and out of shape. That's the hill. To get back up here to our campground. And yes, you can park a truck in that fire pit. Some of the concrete pylons that we use to make a bridge in the summer. Sorry for the shaky. And that's the bridge that we make for the summer. Oh, my husband's calling. Hang on, guys. All right. Try not to fall. And this is where we do a footbridge crossing. The other one was for driving across. And that's that way. That's the driveway going across that way. And I guess somebody was able to walk across it last night. without falling in. Not something I'm gonna brave. But up there is our campground. So the trail that I just walked goes back that way, curves up and around, and kind of dumps out over there. And then this was the, sorry if I'm moving too fast, guys, I'm not used to walking and videoing. The ATV trail goes up that way, and then on this side is the walking trails. Now, I don't have very good insulated boots, so I don't think I'm going to be able to take you over to my favorite spot on the property this time. Maybe that's a spring or a summer video, but that's our campground side of the property. I'll show you some more of the property, I think, in the spring when it's a little easier to get around the property. So, thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one. Take care and enjoy your journey. Bye-bye. So you saw, and I talked a little bit about how cold it was. It was negative, almost -1 degree Fahrenheit. And I'll put what the Celsius is here for everybody else that's not in the United States. I stayed very warm in my hammock and really enjoyed myself for the time that I was able to stay out. I'm definitely looking forward to our May hang a little bit more because I can be up there a little bit more with the little guy. And we just got him a snowsuit this past weekend, so we didn't have it for him to go up there and be cold. And his little hands don't have gloves that fit well, that will keep his hands dry. So there's that. I was exhausted, though. Boy, let me tell you, just the one day and the afternoons that, you know, I would bounce out and everything. And I love my bestie. She came up from Florida a day before the hang. She did so good too. She was such a rock star. She was born and raised in Florida, spent 3 days in the cold before she was like, I gotta go to the house. I'm too cold. I can't warm up. I'm like, okay, it's fine. So it was fantastic spending that time with her. But by the end of the hang, and by the time I got her back to the airport to go back to home to Florida, I was very peopled out. It takes a whole lot out of me to be that social for that long. I'm very much introverted, and the kind that it takes. My energy doesn't get renewed when I spend a lot of time with a lot of people. It definitely takes my energy. I need my alone time to reset and recharge. So that was a lot of the reason I didn't get a lot of stitching done even afterwards. I was just too exhausted mentally. I had a lot of anxiety issues. My medicine is good, but when I have a big punch to it, especially when it comes to a lot of people, I'm already on the max dosage of it, so I can't take any more to come down off of the edge when it's really high. I'm used to it. I've had it since I was in elementary school, but it doesn't make it any more fun when I have to go through that. So I know some of you have reached out and said, you know, hey, I have the same issues. I feel your pain. My heart goes out to you as well, because it's not fun to live with social anxiety, especially when you still like people. I do like people. It's just peopling is hard sometimes. So that being said, I'm glad that we have a few months in between our big events, because they're exhausting. I have a trip coming up again to the Cumberland Island that is down on the Florida-Georgia border. It's just gonna be 4 of us, good friends of mine, my friend down in Florida, and a couple of our hammocking buddies. We're gonna go and spend the week, and we go to that very secluded beach. And of course, it's gonna be in February, the end of February, beginning of March, that break week. Excuse me. But my stepson actually got me a cross stitch kit that I haven't showed you yet. I plan on working it while I'm there. It's a small kit, but it's a larger thing. I think it'll be easier to work while I'm in my hammock and at the beach than a lot of the stuff that I have. So I will show you that once I come back from my trip. So, but that's been fun. I'm in charge of the breakfasts that week. And y'all, I am like an oatmeal everyday kind of girl when I am on the trail or when I'm camping. And now that I have other humans involved with this, I want to make it a little bit more interesting. So I bought all sorts of dehydrated stuff to experiment with, like eggs and bacon and sausage and cream cheese powder. I'm going to see if I can reconstitute and make any kind of edible cream cheese for like bagels and lox on the trail. I'm very excited. We're biking in. We've got bike trailers, so I can haul a bunch of like real food, even though it's dehydrated. But I've never really cooked with that, so I've got to actually do some cooking with it before I inflict that kind of pain on my friends. The weekend of the hang, that Sunday morning, I got a phone call from our fraud department of my bank. My credit card number got stolen. I had my credit card in my possession, but the number for whatever got ganked, and they spent about $2,500 in 10 minutes. Now, luckily, my credit union bank is amazing, and the fraud department even more so. This lady was like, "I'm so sorry to trouble you on the weekend," and I'm like, "You just saved me a lot of heartache and headache by calling me and asking if this was me doing this. Absolutely not." Half of the charges were able to be stopped and reversed before they actually hit the account. Unfortunately, about $1,100 hit my account the next day. And so I filed a dispute. So far, no problems. The money's back in the account already. Thank goodness, because that was not extra money. That was money that has to go to bills. And I actually ended up filing a police report because the day, either later that day or the day after, I can't remember the exact time of events, I wrote it all down for the police officer and then data dumped it. I got a text from DHL notifying me of a shipment from the two charges that totaled the $1,100 were from one merchant over in the UK. And the DHL message said that it was coming from that company. And I was like, oh, really? How interesting. Because apparently I have done enough international buying that my credit card number, phone number was linked to DHL and my texting notifications from them. So I saw it when it hit, and that's what triggered me to go, ooh, maybe I have something that the police can use. So yeah, I had the police officer come out and gave my statement, blah, 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 blah. And I don't know if they were able to use it or anything. Probably not, because it actually ended up being a fake street address with the correct city, state, and zip and my name on those shipments, because I could actually get into the DHL's website and see the shipment and what it was doing. And I'm like, well, and I looked it up on maps, and it's a fake street address. So it wasn't going to be deliverable to anywhere. I was like, well, because if it was a real address with my name, then maybe they could like go catch them. But it was a fake address. And apparently what they would do is they would use your name, of course, on the credit card and the order and everything, your city, state, and zip for the billing part, but then put a phony street address so that the notification would be that it's undeliverable, but you can come pick it up. So that, honestly, at that point, I was like, ooh, go nab them. Go get them. get them when they go pick up the shipment, but it was actually returned to the merchant. I'm really hoping that the bank and the merchant can work together because I'm kind of out of the picture. I have my money back in the account. I haven't had any notifications from the dispute department about having to provide more paperwork or anything like that. So I'm hoping the bank and the merchant's going to get their merchandise back. I'm hoping the bank can get their money back from reimbursing me. So that was some drama at the end of all the excitement from the weekend. But all is well as far as that goes. Like I said, my fraud department did an amazing job of making sure that that I wasn't going to have a really crappy week with no money and no way to get it back. Other than that, I don't think I have anything else to add. It is an hour and 15 minutes long, plus the videos that I added, or video clips or whatnot. I feel like there was something else I was going to add. Not that this video needs to be any longer. Oh well, if I think about it, I'll add it later or do something else in another Flosstube. But yeah, at this point, I think I have a lot of mess to clean up, guys. Even like kept the fabric folded, it's like everywhere. Blah! Every time I film. So yeah, let me know in the comments below if you are, interested in keeping, even if you're not interested in buying, that's totally fine. But if you're interested in just seeing my adventures in bag making and seeing what I come up with, and things like that, if you're interested in that, leave me a comment below. I can't thank you guys enough for your support in general. I love reading your comments. They make my day whenever they come through. I love interacting with everybody. If you're on Instagram, I try to get on there at least once a day, just to scroll through and see what everybody's doing. If you post stitchy things on your account, I'm definitely going to follow you back. But it's also a way that you can message me if you have any questions that you don't necessarily want to put in the comments either. But yeah, if you have any questions, big or small, feel free, put them in the comments, and I'll answer to the best of my ability. But yeah, other than that, thank you so much, guys, again, for the support and hanging out with me, because, I mean, I know my videos are almost always this long, but this was kind of an oddball extra one. But yeah, so hopefully I'll have some more stitching next time. Hopefully I'll have some more finishes to show you. It does seem like the 2-week mark is about par for me. I just don't have a specific day that I film. So I'll see you when I see you next. Oh, and as far as bags go, I'm definitely planning on doing some giveaways with those as well for people who are interested, just as a way to show my appreciation for you guys hanging out with me and all the support and love that I get from you guys. So hopefully some of those I can get at least so that you're not going, no, I don't want to win any of those bags. No, Alara, that is not what I meant and not what I'm into. Anyways, so I will see you guys in a couple of weeks. Take care, and don't forget to enjoy your journey, because it is definitely not just about the destination. It is about all the craziness in between, seeing all the fun stuff, and enjoying it while you do it. Take care, guys. I'll see you next time.